Hi, so I want to make this video for anyone that is interested in opening themselves up to extra dimensional beings. And I see a lot of people getting frustrated when they can't see aliens or fairies or things like that. And it's not that they don't exist. They do exist, just not in this dimension, not in the third dimension. And we're moving out of the third dimension, so the veil's getting a little bit thinner, and a lot of people are feeling that, seeing that, hearing that. So when you want to think about connecting to interdimensional beings, we don't want to, try and connect with them in the physical matter. We want to connect with them here. So that starts with connecting with yourself. So you've got to develop that inner connection. And that's the only way to really finely tune that antenna to different frequencies. First, you have to know your own. Once you can open up, a good way is taking away other senses, like how a blind person can hear better. If we take away our eyesight, our inner eye can see much easier. But it's not just that. It's not just closing our eyes and meditating that is going to get us closer to these interdimensional beings or different realms. They vibrate, these realms vibrate at different frequencies than our earth plane currently vibrates, and the humans on it mostly vibrate much lower than what these realms do. So we have to start thinking about raising the vibration of the cells in our body, raising the vibration of the water that is in our body. So that can come from eating higher vibrational foods, like fruits and vegetables, of a much higher vibration than things like meat, dairy, and eggs. Not that eating those things is inherently wrong or that you should never do it, although our food industry is not set up in the best way for some animals. And that is something that as humans we should take as a reflection on ourselves. But that it's not that it's a wrong thing to do, to eat those things, but eating them all the time will make you more dense and make it harder to open up to these other realms. So eating higher dimensional foods, meditating, connecting with the earth, living in joy and bliss, opening and activating the chakras, specifically the heart chakra, will really raise your vibration, and activating the third eye chakra, the pineal. So unfortunately we do have fluoride in our water, which is not the best for our pineal, so you can either make that decision for yourself or not to omit that from your diet. And moving out of fear, jealousy, and anger, and understanding the oneness and the connectiveness of all things. And trying to dedicate yourself at least to spending a larger percentage of your time going into your inner being rather than looking outside into the world will really help to open yourself up to these interdimensional beings. Getting into trance-like states, all things like that will help. Breath work, deep breaths in and out. And it's also important to remember when opening yourself up to these interdimensional realms, you will get a reflection of what you are and what is inside you. So if you have some lower vibrational things stored inside you, fear, anger, jealousy, addictions, things like that, there are other entities that do vibrate at that level and will be a vibrational match to you. So you have to be mindful when opening yourself up to communication with other beings from other dimensions and other realms, that you have a good foundation within yourself first. I think a good thing to remember always, if you ever do have any kind of interaction with any entity that kind of sparks fear within you and is vibrating on a kind of lower frequency, is that don't be scared of them. They can't do anything to you. The only thing that keeps them in your existence is fear. So if you can come to a completely calm, tranquil, peaceful state where there is no fear vibrating within your body, they will not be a vibrational match to you, and they will poof, be gone. So that's something to remember. It's nothing to be scared of. It's a really interesting thing that us humans and most beings across all the multiverse can do. Unfortunately, we're just not taught about it, or we don't practice it, we don't make it a part of our society and our life, but we are changing that, and we have been more open to it in the past. In fact, you can actually watch the way history, we go in and out. Sometimes like the veil is really thin, and we have a lot of spirituality intermingled with our society, and it has been in the past, and that's why you get all those stories about the Fae, aliens, spirit people, angels, which is just it's just higher vibrating interdimensional beings. They do exist. So you can open yourself up to them, and a big thing is not to block that with just not believing. Will block that, because your whole reality is what you believe. So anything you think is real, and anything that you think can manifest at any time. On top of that, every action you take is affecting every single dimension in this multiverse. That's why these beings are so interested in us. We're all connected, we're all one. So it's just some food for thought. You know, especially when we get caught up with thinking how important us humans are and what we do in our daily life, and what Sally said and what Tom did. Yeah, so it's just some things I want to talk about. So yeah, you can open yourself up to them if you want to, and a big thing is just setting the intentions, just saying I want to open myself up to these other beings will really help, because they will feel that. So have fun down the rabbit hole.